Jack Ma, the technology billionaire famous as the founder of Alibaba Group, was recently spotted in Hong Kong. The Chinese entrepreneur has been keeping a low profile for a year now and reportedly visited Hong Kong to meet some business associates. The recent visit adds to the very limited number of public appearances that Jack Ma has made since the regulatory clampdown on Alibaba Group that began last year. The crackdown on Alibaba and other such technology and e-commerce conglomerates in China addressed issues ranging from monopoly violations to consumer rights. Alibaba was fined a record $2.75 billion in April over such antitrust violations. Now, citing two sources familiar to the matter, Reuters reported that Jack Ma visited Hong Kong last week and met at least a few business associates over meals. If the sources are to be believed, this was Jack Ma's first trip to Hong Kong since last October. Jack Ma lives in Hangzhou in China, where Alibaba is also headquartered. Though some of the Alibaba's offshore businesses are in Hong Kong as well. Alibaba is also a listed company on the Hong Kong stock market along with the New York Stock Exchange. Jack Ma's disappearance from the public view followed a speech by him in October last year that criticized China's financial regulators. The financial crackdown that followed on his business empire ultimately led to the suspension of Ant Group's world record-setting initial public offering. Ever since, Jack Ma has been refraining from public appearances and even online presence. He has been spotted a few times, but the sightings seem very carefully curated. But at least they began to ease concerns around his absence and his safety. For instance, Jack Ma attended Alibaba's Ali Day staff and family event at the company's campus in May. He was seen in photographs shared on Chinese social media depicting his visit to agricultural greenhouses in the eastern Xinjiang province. Now, such appearances are still very few and far though, especially for a personality who used to be the poster boy for technology entrepreneurs at a point. Jack Ma's Ant Group was meant to go public in a $37 billion blaze of glory. Instead, Beijing reined in his empire, abruptly clipping the wings of the corporate China's biggest star. Now, it's a far cry from the height of Ma's statesman-like powers in 2017 when he traveled to New York to meet President-elect Donald Trump for one-on-one talks in Trump Tower days before inauguration and promised to create 1 million American jobs. It was widely believed that his high-profile outing roiled the Chinese government, which first learned of the meetings and the jobs along with the rest of the world when Ma held an informal televised Q&A session with reporters in the lobby of the skyscraper. Now, Alibaba's government relations team was subsequently told by the Chinese officials that Beijing was unhappy about Ma meeting Trump without their prior approval. The story of Jack Ma's fall from official favor helps illustrate how rapidly China has transformed under Xi Jinping. The clampdown under Xi spread across the private sector with officials tightening oversight of companies in tech, real estate, gaming, education, cryptocurrencies and finance. Jack Ma was also becoming too big for his proverbial boots, it seems. Between 2018 and 20, he held talks with a host of high-profile figures including UN Secretary General, Queen Rania of Jordan, Malaysia's veteran politician Mahathir Mohamad, and many more. Ma viewed meetings with foreign politicians as unofficial diplomacy for China. But it seems China viewed it as something else. In a sign of how life has changed for one of China's most successful and influential businessmen, apparently Ma requested an audience with at least 2 people in Xi's inner circle in the weeks following the blocking of his company's listing, but his requests were turned down. The billionaire subsequently wrote a letter directly to Xi earlier this year, offering to devote the rest of his life to China's rural education. There were reports that the president spoke about the letter at a meeting of country's senior leaders in May. Now, it is not clear whether Xi approved of it or if he even responded to it. Anyway, after a long hiatus, the billionaire has been spotted in Tokyo, but there is no news on his relationship and the Chinese government and President Xi, whose power just seems to be growing. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and also subscribe to India Today for more news updates.